What's up everyone, it's Steve and Mel here from Vegan Muscle Gymwear. We're in the middle of the town today. We've got a little concept going on. We've got a TV on the left showing slaughterhouse footage. We've got a TV on the right showing animals in sanctuary. And we've got a load of fake £20 notes here. And we're going to ask people which one they want to vote for and why.
Hello mate.
Right guys, coming in. Right, here you go mate. You guys look like you dressed well, so you get the 20s.
Oh yeah.
Okay man, especially it's only fake money. Right, social experiment, right?
Yeah.
What I want you guys to do, I want you to check out the TVs for a minute, and then I want you to put that 20 quid where you're voting for it to stay open or continue to go.
Right.
Yeah?
And poor chickens. When they're like pigs. I've got chickens at my house. I have my own chickens, so I know how they feel.
Yeah. We got rescue hens. That's free range hens there on the left.
Well, so we put the money in the one we want to keep.
Put your money in the one that you would get your vote, that you think is morally, ethically better, what you would pay towards keeping open and continuing to happen.
I feel bad for the chickens. Look at them.
That's
They've got
right.
a room.
So on the screen on the right, that's a sanctuary. So you've got sanctuary footages on the right, and on the left, you've got industries that exploit animals like meat, eggs, dairy, or fish. And these are all Red Tractor and RSPCA approved farming practices, right? And they're all grass-fed and organic.
Now, look at it, the chickens hanging out, that could die. No, I'm gonna,
So first time that it's ever seen. Go for it, mate. That's a good choice.
I think the piggy one.
The only reason why I'm going to pick the pig one is because I've got chickens of my own and I know how bad it feels when they're in their own area, do you know what
Yeah.
So-
We got rescue hens too. We rescued them from the egg industry.
that's horrible. But I still
Yeah,
love
I know,
it.
I've
The thing is, I still
got told how
love
that works.
I still love roast chicken on my roast dinner, you know what I
Mate,
mean? But
you've been me to my next question, right? All you chose is sanctuary footage, same as what I would have chose.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere in your life where you currently put your money in this pot and pay for this to continue?
probably
All
not.
the time, man.
You got it, mate. You're 100% right. But we just disconnected from it, right? Like, I wasn't a vegan my whole life, but I know I would pay into this probably a lot more than most people. I'm a bodybuilder. But when you realise, I saw this footage for the first time, that was it, mate. I had on my heart, it broke me. Like, I saw the dairy industry, I cried for like an hour because I couldn't believe what I was paying into, right?
Yeah.
When we know better, we can make different changes.
Yeah.
Everyone instinctively looks at that and goes, oh my God, sanctuary, like, I don't want animals to hurt.
Yeah.
But we all pay into this, like, so much. Animal testing, like, you know, when you buy toothpaste, things like toothpaste, tested on animals.
Yeah.
You know, so these monkeys, I mean, check out what they have to
It's like
dope
the monkey
them.
went to space, didn't it, and died.
You got it.
Poor monkey.
Exactly, right? We all feel bad. Yeah. So anywhere in your life where you pay for this at the moment, would you ever consider not paying for it and putting your money always in that sanctuary pot?
What do you want us to do?
Sorry, buddy. I'm just having a chat. Come and chat afterwards. I'll talk to you in a minute, mate. I'll come and get you. I promise.
Is it easy to bodybuild though without using like
Exactly.
So
chicken
easy,
breast
mate.
and stuff?
Really?
So
Is it
easy.
though?
So easy.
What sort of things do you
He's living
think
on
that you could
protein
use?
shakes and that.
No. So for me, I eat tofu, lentils, chickpeas, things like that. But I eat all the vegan junk food, mate. I eat vegan meatballs, vegan burgers, vegan sausages. I have the same diet. I just get the vegan one in Tesco's rather than buying the animal one.
We
Probably
could
cheaper,
go
innit?
down- go right there and get
It's
vegan
cheaper.
sausage roll,
So
great.
much. Yeah, they're bagging. So for me, I just make them different changes.
Yeah.
But when I talk to people about veganism, right, there's a why vegan and there's a how vegan. Why vegan is because we're against this. Like I was someone who I would have saved the pigeon. I've gone home and had roast chicken dinner, right? Because I was disconnected.
Like, it looks horrible, but I'd still like love meat. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? No one went vegan because they stopped liking the taste of meat, eggs, dairy, or fish. You go
It's
vegan.
because they don't like the process. That's
You got it,
That's
mate.
what they say. They don't like the process, but they
Yeah.
enjoy the food itself. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Exactly.
horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are male calves, right? So for things like yogurts or like dairy butter or like dairy milk, because the males don't produce milk, they get like electric shot to the head. Mate, these are like a couple of days old. Like they just literally get separated from their mum and go straight into the abattoir. So that
They
there,
get killed straight away by the electric.
no, that electric's burns. See the smoke? It burns into his head, right? And then they drag him. See here? They drag him around this corner here, and you'll see what's going to happen next. Even as a few hours old, they know to run away, right? Because they know they get dragged around the corner. They lay them here flat. They put the knife in his neck here.
That's good.
There you go. Check it out. Like, stab his throat there, and then they lift his back legs up. And by this point here, mate, he's just watching his own blood pump out of his neck, wondering what's happened to me just because I'm a male calf been born. female calves, this is the females, right? They've just been born. They get separated from their mums straight away and they get put into these solitary confinement booths. Little hutches, they've chained around their neck and they'll stay there for weeks. They never go back to their mum for the first week.
Prison for cows, isn't it?
Mate, you've said it really well.
That's worse than that. It's like getting a death penalty.
It is, isn't it? It is a death penalty. You know, they're on the Green Mile.
They ain't got a choice.
These dairy cows are too tired. They produce too much milk. They just collapse in the fields. So they just come pick them up with the tractors. And then they put them into here. There's a trucks back up here and they like funnel them down onto a kill floor. Guess what the average slaughter age of a dairy cow is?
Age.
Yeah, how old they are when they kill them.
Year old, 2 years old.
Year or two.
About 5. 5 years old is when they're classed as like spent.
Isn't it because they're fully developed, so they've got the most amount of like meat in them?
No, it's because their milk production starts to slow down.
Okay.
So that process you just saw, they'll keep impregnating her year after year after year after year. They'll take 4 or 5 calves from her. As her milk production slows down, they bolt her in the head, stand her up. You'll see it in a minute.
Why do they bolt her in the head though?
Huh?
Well, the reason why they bolt them in the head is, have you ever been up close to a cow? They're strong. So they bolt gun them in the head to literally so they can maneuver them. You're going to see it in a minute. Now check it out. Does it look like she's stunned?
No.
Does it look like she hasn't got a clue what's going on?
She's got a full daylight of what's going on.
She knows exactly what's going
Oh,
on.
look at the net. I can't watch that.
No, I don't want to watch that no more.
Raw.
I think
Mate.
that's our time done.
But mate,
That's bad.
do you want me to be really honest with you guys? That bit of footage you're watching there is still hard for me to watch. That's what made me vegan. I saw as much of that as footage as you just did, and that was me done. The little section you just saw, that turned me vegan. That's for milk, right? That was enough.
I thought it was as simple as just like milking them like that. But
Mate.
Why don't they just milk
Clearly
them? Do you know
not.
what I mean?
They're mums, right? Cows only produce milk because they're mums. They're mammals. So they have to have a baby. They have to have the baby taken away to produce milk. They don't just produce milk because they eat grass.
Yeah,
I didn't know about none of this, bro.
No.
Sad, it's
All of the
sad,
sort-
mate.
All of the sort of things like this is what, like, I understand that's what it makes people vegan. But
Yeah.
like, if you can understand it from like someone who's like a meat eater's point of view, they'll probably understand seeing all the videos and know that it's harmful, but they're not going to care, are they?
Some people,
But yeah,
Some people-
Because some people would just be like, oh, don't
there's
really
a, there's a small percentage of people who will stand and watch that and be like, I don't really care, like, I don't care. I like my meat, I like this, I like that taste. But a lot of people are compassionate and a lot of people are against animal abuse.
Yeah.
So when they see it, they actually respond like you three have, like, gee, what the hell is going on? You feel like upset in your body, it makes you feel
bad
sad.
for them that they ain't done.
They've done
they
nothing.
haven't done nothing wrong, and they're just getting
They
processed
didn't try
like
to get
that.
born, did they?
No, exactly.
They didn't choose to get fucking killed.
No.
Flipping killed.
No, yeah, mate, I know how you feel, mate. That's all good.
Yeah.
But you
Why are
guys,
pigs getting it easy then? What's going on with Egypt?
these are in sanctuary. These were a sanctuary. These ones have been rescued. So
right,
these ones would have been put through this position here. So
But they've been saved.
they've been saved. These are in a sanctuary. So this is how animals should live, right? Because the life is important to the person living it. We're all having a subjective experience. So just because that pig's having a different experience of their life to me, doesn't mean that my life's more valuable than the pig's. Everyone should be having the right to live their own life. But really, they've been saved from this industry here. You guys have got to see this. It's about 5 minutes, and then you guys can go, I won't hold you any longer. Right? These are called farrowing crates, okay? They're still legal in the UK. They hold the mum on her side for around 6 weeks, so the piglets can feed from her, right?
What, it's just stuck there.
Just stuck on her side. Can't stand up, can't move, can't twist, laying on her side.
Not eating or anything.
But they do eat. They got like you'll see it in a minute. They can get the food there. The piglets will then go around her and feed, right? Now this is industry standard that they cut the tails off and they cut the teeth off the pigs, and they smash their heads on the floor if they're not growing fast enough. That process is called knocking, and it's because the piglets won't grow quick enough, so they just pick them up and smash their heads on the floor.
That's grim.
Yeah, that is revolting.
Like you see him like that,
Shit.
on that one there, and then you
Oh,
see him like
shit.
it's smacked on the floor. That's
Oh,
Yo, oh no, that's horrible, bro.
oh, bro.
Nah,
Cut the
Nah,
tails
that's
off,
not good.
that's grim.
No.
right?
What? That's just all pigtails that was on the.
That's it. Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
this happens all the time.
Standard RSPCA, red tractor, organic free-range farming
They're
practices.
getting thrown in there like a football. Like.
Yeah. And that's free-range
people
farming.
doing this?
That's free-range
I wouldn't
farming.
do that for no money, bro. Are you mad?
The thing is, don't forget, mate, when you talk about money, all the time you put money in that pot,
Who put that in there? Because they're stupid.
oh, tell me about it, mate. We've had all sorts in here today.
I bet you had some old body was just going to do it to annoy
Yeah.
you. Just chuck it in like,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for that.
But the whole time, because these are supply and demand industries, right? you take 100 ml of cow's milk off the shelf with your money, they'll replace it with another life. You take one packet of sausages that are made from a piglet, they'll replace it with another piglet. The whole time you choose a vegan option, these animals will be left alone. They gas them. Once the pigs get to 6 months old, they put them in this little chamber here and they lower them into CO2 gas. They burn from the inside out. They've been known to break their limbs because they're struggling to get their last breath as it drops down. That doesn't kill them. That renders them unconscious, like how the bolt gun renders the cow like maneuverable. This makes the pigs maneuverable so they can stab them in the throat. They're thrashing, mate. And I'll tell you what, you haven't got the audio on here. Once you hear that, you'll never unhear that.
What is it, them or just like
they scream in pain. Like, you've never heard pain like it. They must be just in it, the most pain you could ever imagine.
Do you know what the thing is though? Because it's like, I believe in reincarnation myself, but like, because everyone has their own beliefs, and I personally think about reincarnation. If to know that, say, if for example I was to pass away, and that happens to me, obviously you'd dread it, wouldn't you?
Of course, mate.
Like, because we're in the sort of situation where humans, we're not that fussed about it, then we're not going to worry about it. But say if reincarnation or whatever like that was real in people's beliefs, then that would be horrible.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And that's what we try and say to people, like, empathise. Like, imagine putting yourself in their position. Yeah. Like, if you were that pig, like, there, like, knowing that this guy's trying to, like, electrocute you to stab you in the throat, you'd be, like, could you imagine the fear going through your body? Yeah. And then, if you understood that they did it for a bacon sandwich, could you imagine?
Don't try the bacon sandwich yesterday.
Yeah,
mate.
And sausage.
Oh no!
Listen, right? Listen, up until today, you perhaps never even seen that footage. You never even spoke to someone.
I didn't even know that happened on my life.
So what you've done up until today, you can't be held accountable really because you didn't know, right?
Yeah.
But now you've sit and you've watched what happens to pigs, chickens, cows. You understand what has to happen for things like dairy, for eggs. Yeah. Do you reckon that any of like your lifestyle at the moment you can justify paying for this?
It's difficult, innit? Because like you got to think like my family and that's very meat orientated. You know
Mine were
very, very massively. So it's like
mine were.
I don't know. It's a bit.
So like, it's kind of hard to change.
Yeah.
It's very hard to change.
It has to be like a family thing to change. So it's not going to be hard because you got to
It's
think
like a group decision, isn't it? Like,
yeah, like Tesco and Sainsbury's and all these, like, they're still going to be doing this regardless of if they are stop eating meat, they're going to still be doing it regardless. So
you guys have touched on like 3 really good points there, right? So personally, it's not a group decision, right? It's a personal accountability of it. For example, and I'm not saying this, I'm just drawing an analogy of another injustice. If your family were racist, would you say, cool, I'll be racist, my family racist?
Yeah, no, that's completely different.
You see how it's like, it's an injustice? I can't just do it because my families do it, I'm against it. So just because your family may still pay for meat, exterior fish, if you're morally against it, you still shouldn't pay for it. And you shouldn't be saying, I'll wait for them to change. And you never know. You may go home and say like, Mum, Dad, like, oh my God, I've seen this. No one else has shown me this. Watch it together. Your whole family could go vegan. Yeah. We can't wait for the masses to change for us to personally change. Yeah?
yeah.
And we like, the other thing you said, it was difficult. Yeah. I think it's difficult for people to change when they're changing for themselves. I think if you want to look at like being healthier or adopt a better lifestyle, I think you can let yourself down a lot easier. For me, when I look into the eyes of an innocent animal, I can't let them down. Like there's no way I pay £1 more towards letting them down. Because all the time I'm buying an animal products, I know I'm letting them down. Yeah. So the whole time you keep that footage in your mind, you really don't find it difficult. In fact, it's probably the easiest decision I've ever made.
How long did it take for you to switch from like meat to vegan?
So I was 36 before I realised that cows didn't just produce milk. I was sitting there, my wife and I were sitting on the sofa, and I saw that black and white dairy cow. I was watching an activist like us.
Oh my God, it's cut.
Yeah, there's a really cool activist called Joey Carbstrong. I was watching his YouTube channel, and that flashed up on the screen, and all I saw was the length of time that you guys saw. That was it, mate. Like, we didn't talk to each other. I was really upset, like crying for like about an hour. Yeah. And I went in the kitchen, I got a black bag, I put all of our animal products and animal secretions in the bin, done. That was it. I'm never looking back. And then you realise in a really short space of time, I need to go out and speak for the animals because they can't fight for themselves. They're trapped in these cages, they're locked on these farms, they're going to abattoirs. Like, they need a voice. They have a voice, like they scream in pain, but no one listens. So I'm going to come out, speak to nice guys like you, because I don't know, I may have an influence on you guys, you may look into it a bit further, you may go vegan, you may become an activist, you may go and be a voice for the animals. In a world where we can do better, why not? Why not be kind if we can be kind? It's an easy choice for us.
Yeah. What when you started bodybuilding, did you have like meat products at the start?
At the beginning of bodybuilding.
As soon as you saw the videos, you were like, oh, I'm going to swap, and then try and start implementing it.
So I've been bodybuilding for years, since I was 16. So I got from 16 to 36 bodybuilding as a meat eater. And when I saw the footage, I threw everything in the bin, like I said. I didn't know if I could still be a bodybuilder. I just knew I was against that.
Well, you thought that you were going to completely stop and then you'll go
Yeah. To be honest, I thought I was just going to shrink down in size, probably just become like fit and healthy, but never be able to be a competitive bodybuilder anymore. And it was only that when I went vegan, it wasn't really that difficult to work out what to eat, and everything got better. Like it was really, really easy because I kept them as my focus. You know, tofu. The first time I tried tofu, I hated it. I was like, it's just rubbish. Like, oh well, but if it means I'm not paying for that, I'll make it work. Now I enjoy it. You know what I mean? And you always find a way. There's why vegan, how vegan. Why vegan? Because I don't want animals to suffer for my taste pleasure. How I get protein, how I get nutrients, how I get calories. I'll always work that out. Oh my God, there's no toothpaste that hasn't got animal abuse in it. That's a how problem. I find it. There's an app called Cruelty Cutter. Just like MyFitnessPal, it's a similar thing. Scan a barcode. This product hasn't been tested on animals? Cool. It only takes maybe like a week or two of shopping, and then you don't know your products. You know what you're getting, and you just speeds up afterwards.
It is horrible to look at. Yeah.
It's brutal, right? It breaks my heart. It's not easy to stand there and do this because it upsets me every time. But again, I keep them in my focus, and I can do anything for the strength of the animals, mate. Do you know what I mean? You guys have been really cool, mate. Let me give you some of these cards, right? Because these cards are wicked and they're going to help you out. Yeah, mate. So it's a cool picture on the front. Like, what's the difference between the picture of the pig and the dog? There you go, mate. Have a look into it a bit more, mate. There's a really cool documentary on there. There's a speech by a guy called Gary Yourofsky. It's called The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear. It's really cool. Bald guy with glasses. It just goes into it a bit more. And there's the Dominion documentaries on there as well. Just educate yourself a bit more and just remember the whole time that you're not vegan. The money's going in that pot, mate, and all the things that we've stood here and gone like, oh my God, we're paying for it to happen.
Yeah. Right, sweet.
Mate, thanks so much, guys. It's been a really nice conversation, mate. You guys have a good day. See you soon, guys. Why doesn't everyone react like that? They're nice guys. Brilliant. Really good.